What's up, everybody? Just showing off this new Dragunity combo for Genesis. Let's actually back it up a little bit. So, Dragunities in Genesis is a deck that I've been testing out, and it works out very well. I think that it's based off everything that I've experienced, at least, and learned while playing Genesis, just play testing a little bit. This deck might work pretty well. So, the end board we're going to see here is a Leviathan with the Buster Sword and a Reed Bear, the Dragunity Knight, a Reed Bear. So this is going to be a monster negate, and your opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck. So this hand in particular, let's see if we're all the way back. Let's back up all the way, because you can do this any number of ways. But the main Dragunity combo is going to be just two, your Gayderg and your Vadriana with the Remus and Grave. And you will need two tuners in circulation, which is easy to do with Sentis and with Ravine as well. And then, you'll need the Ravine on the field. So, just minor setup, but if you've ever played this deck at all, it's not too difficult to do. There are other combos that normally you have to pick one between the Leviathan with the Buster Sword or a Reed Bear, but this lets you do both, and I've been working on this combo for a minute and finally came up with something. So we'll play through it. You activate the Remus for the Ravine, activate the Ravine, of course. This is just an example hand, by the way, because you can do it I just added two Phalanx, and then the main thing is the Sentis, and then as you'll see here, we'll just play it forward. You just do the Sentis with the Legatus, and then you make the Vadriana, summon the tuner out, and then this is where the play really starts here. So the Gayderg and the Vadriana together, the graveyard, we have two tuners. Koos is important, but Phalanx is also fine here too. I don't think it really actually matters which two you have, just as long as you have two. And then you have the Remus in the grave. That's really the big difference. There's a way you can get Remus consistently by banishing Tempest with Gold Sark, but later in the combo we need to banish Tempest for something else, so you'll just really have to hard draw the Remus. You can pitch it, and I was thinking about maybe running Foolish Burial in here. I'm not sure. There's a couple different ways you could play it, but I'm messing with different decks because of the Genesis list. You can do all sorts of different things. The Gold Sark play is a classic play, and it gives you the Remus guaranteed, which is good because you want the Ravine. You can't really do anything without Ravine. So if you have this combo available, you can do it. Otherwise, there are other ways you can play it. And I'll see if I can remember to talk about those. But so here's the setup. Then you use Gayderg, add the Zephyros, discard the Zephyros, go for a tomb, discard, detach Gayderg always for the Red Eyes. Red Eyes is going to activate, bring back the Gayderg again. This deck, 90% of the combos revolve around how many times you can use Gayderg. So with Gayderg's effect, we're going to add Buster Sword. And we're going to discard the Buster Sword. Then we're going to activate the Zephyros, bounce the Ravine, summon the Zephyros. So this is why you need Remus in the grave, is so you can make the next tuner. I've been able to do this play so many times because I always am able to grab the Remus, but I'm not able to follow up on the play, so there might be some other ways you can do this. Normally, we'll keep playing it here. Normally we can get the Remus almost always, and always go for this Vadriana. I should call out here that should actually be a Lewin. See if I can find it here. The Lewin is a lot better here, just because you're only using the Lewin, or you're only going to be using this summon to overlay, whereas you'll want the Vadriana later to make other plays. So anyway, summon the Vadriana, or the Lewin in this case. It'd probably be better. They do the same thing. They'll both equip the Koos and summon the Koos. And then I've been in this position so many times when I was trying to work out how this deck works, or how this deck would work in Genesis. It's actually a little bit difficult because not having the links is kind of rough, because even just having like the Romulus or whatever, the Pisty to bring back the Gayderg which is how the normal combos work, which are all on the channel. You can see all of those, and they're all still legal, by the way, in the TCG or in the advanced format. But we have another way to clear space and to continue the plays. So we go for this Atom. Doesn't matter what we detach in this case, but just make a habit of detaching Dirk. And then we're going to summon the Leviathan. Normally, this combo would kind of end here because I've already used the Tempest because of the Gold Sark. If you play, you can play triple Gold Sark at 30 points and then banish the Tempest to get the Remus, which always gets you a play. And if you're going to stop the combo here, then if you don't have the Remus, right, if you've already used the Tempest effect, essentially, or if you don't have the Remus, yeah, well, you'd have to have the Remus at least, probably get here, although this is just an example hand. I do, in this build, play triple Garuda and some other things too, so you might be able to extend this play out a lot more beyond just this. It depends on what's in your hand, but normally you might stop here and just either choose the Leviathan with the Destruction Sword on it at 0 attack and force your opponent to go into battle phase, or you can synchro it in for the Reed Bear. Let's see if I can find him real quick. For the Reed Bear, and you just pick one, either Leviathan or the either the the Buster Sword, no extra deck plays, or the Negate. In this case, though, there's some other plays we can do here. So we summon the Leviathan, equip it with the Phalanx or whatever else is in the grave. It doesn't matter. It could be Phalanx or Koos. Then we overlay for the Gaia Dragon, and this is the sort of the revelation, I guess, that I made, because this is an old part of the combo. But we banish all 3 for Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. Has to be 3 monsters with different names, which is why you have to overlay the Gaia Dragon on top of the Atom, and then you just banish the Atom, the Red Eyes, and the Gaia. So when it's used, you don't have to use a spell or anything like that. You just can contact fuse, essentially. And then if you special summon it using only monsters that were originally dragons, you can reveal and banish cards. The main one is going to be banishing a card from your deck. You also get to banish a card from your opponent's extra deck and from the top of their deck, but in this case we are going to banish Tempest from our deck. This is part of the old combo. When Tempest is banished, it will search you Mistletoe. And that's how we get Mistletoe, and then we activate the Phalanx. 2+8 goes for the Reed Bear. Then we summon the Phalanx, equip it with whatever. If you don't know the Leviathan, when it's in the grave, you can summon it by, I think it has to specifically be banishing one monster you control that is equipped with a Dragunity card. So, pretty specific, but then you summon it with at full power with Dragon Buster. And this is the combo. So, you get a monster negate with the Reed Bear and the Leviathan, which one is equipped with Buster Sword. Hopefully this stays. I mean, it won't be completely banned, so I don't know that they'll really hit this card very hard, but they might. Your opponent cannot summon monsters from the extra deck. And at the end of the turn, you'll still have the Ravine in your hand, plus 1 monster. In this case, it's Phalanx. So I just want to show the extra deck, or the deck, real quick. This is the build that I'm working on right now. As you can see, we have triple Sark, just so we can banish the Tempest to get the Remus. I'm not sure that I'll keep that. I might swap it back for the old build, because I was also testing the Dragunity Armor Graham is a really good card. In this format, I really like that card. It's been putting in work. So that's why there's one in this deck, but I don't know if you really need that if you just want to gun the combo. And I also probably will have to replace this with a Tempest, because you don't want to brick. You want a Tempest in deck at least. But this is the base build that I just grabbed. I think this build was how I had it sitting for months, and then just edited it slightly for Genesis. The extra deck is not right, but just took out the Set Rotation, the Oracle of Zephyr for the terraforming. Probably would add more, I don't know, add more some of these, or... I mean, Tempest is legal, and you can play multiples, so... I don't know, just the idea is that, you know, you Gold Sark into Tempest, into Remus, and even if you draw the Tempest, you can discard it in a Wind to get Remus. And Remus is like your guarantee Ravine, except just for that combo specifically, you need to have the Tempest effect not used. So, you can do a bunch of things with Remus to get it in the grave. You know, you could even play Foolish in here if you'd like, but I don't know. The extra deck, it looks like this. You just need the Trish, the Reed Bear, obviously, to Tomb, Guy Dragon, and Vajana, Lewin. You know, there's the combo right here. Some of these cards you don't really need, but... So yeah, there it is. Hopefully gonna have some more. There are some other ways to play this deck. You can play it very fluidly depending on what's in your hand. Crystal Wing is a great card. I think this Genesis format is gonna be not grindy, but ideally it can go at least a couple turns back and forth. So yeah, this deck is very powerful. I don't think there needs to be really much more to be said. So that's the combo. If you like it, let me know. If you have any other combos, let me know. Or if you have any other suggestions, let me know that too. Thanks for watching.